Cześć! Welcome back to our Polish language lessons. In today's lesson, we will be learning the past tense of the verb to be. So we already have a lesson on the verb to be in the present tense, so this will be just like a continuation of that lesson. All right, let's get straight into it. Zaczynajmy. Alright, so let's start with going through the conjugations of the past tense of być, which is to be, and we'll learn it together with the phrase na wakacjach, which means on holiday. Alright, so when it comes to the past tense, we actually have both the masculine and the feminine form of all the conjugations. So, byłem, byłam. Byłeś, byłaś. Był, była. Byliśmy, byłyśmy. Byliście, byłyście. And finally, byli, były. So if I were to say that I was on holiday, I would say byłam na wakacjach. Byłam na wakacjach. And that's because I'm a woman, so I'm saying byłam. But if a guy was saying it, he would say byłem na wakacjach, obviously. And when you have a group of people who, when it's like a mixed group, both are women and men, then we would say byliśmy and byliście if you're actually addressing this group. And let's take it a step further now and let's ask the question, were you on holiday? Let's assume that you are asking a girl, were you on holiday? How would you say that? Just to give you a hint, maybe I have already mentioned this in another lesson, but when we start a question, it's always like a good habit to begin with the word trzy. Because in Polish, we don't have the inversion like in English. So, were you on holiday? The question is actually exactly the same as the answer. You were on holiday. So, that's why we're putting the trzy in the front, just to make it clearer that it is a question. Although you can also not use the trzy, but just make sure that you get the intonation correctly. So, czy byłeś, czy byłaś na wakacjach? Czy byłaś na wakacjach? Or you can just ask, byłaś na wakacjach? Byłaś na wakacjach? And if that person was answering the question, she would say, byłam na wakacjach. Tak, byłam na wakacjach. And now, how would you say that she was on holiday? She was on holiday. Ona była na wakacjach. Ona była na wakacjach. Alright, so we can also use this verb in the past tense together with adjectives to say things like I was tired, I was happy, and so on. So the word happy or content is zadowolona, zadowolony, or the neuter version zadowolone. But in this case, we would choose between the masculine or the feminine when we're talking about people. So, how would you say I was happy or I was content? You can say either byłam or byłem. So I would say byłam zadowolona. And I'm saying zadowolona because it has to match with byłam, so they're both feminine genders. How would you say he was happy? He was happy. On był zadowolony. On był zadowolony. Now the word for tired. Zmęczona, zmęczony. How would you say then, I was tired? Byłam zmęczona, or byłem zmęczony. I can also say I wasn't tired. How do you think that would be? Nie byłam zmęczona. Nie byłam zmęczona. And now the word for where in Polish. Gdzie. Gdzie. So to say where were you, you can ask gdzie byłeś or gdzie byłaś. And how would you ask where were they? Gdzie oni byli? Gdzie oni byli? Or you can say gdzie one były? Gdzie one były? One meaning the girls. Oni meaning the guys or the guys plus the girls. Also, remember that in Polish we have a more formal way to address people. So instead of saying you were, ty byłeś, we would say pan był. And instead of saying ty byłaś, we would say pani była. Ty byłeś, pan był. Ty byłaś, pani była. So pan or pani is the third form, just like ona była or on był. And now instead of byliście, you would say państwo byli or panowie byli. And instead of saying byłyście, you would say panie były. Państwo byli, panowie byli, panie były. But this is not used as often as you might think. Maybe pan był, pani była is more common because usually you just address one person than like a group of people. Now, another way that we can use the past tense of the verb to be is by adding the word tu or tutaj, which means here. Tu, tutaj. So how would you say he was here? On był tutaj. On był tu. And she was here. Ona była tutaj. You can also switch the order around, just like I told you before, and you can say ona tu była, ona tutaj była. They're both fine. Now think back to the lesson that we had on the days of the week, and I introduced you to some words like wczoraj, przedwczoraj, 3 dni temu. So wczoraj means yesterday. Przedwczoraj, the day after yesterday. And 3 dni temu means 3 days ago. So if I were to say that she was here yesterday, we would just add the word wczoraj at the end of the sentence that we just practiced previously. So we would say ona była tutaj wczoraj. Ona była tutaj wczoraj. And now how would you say that he was here 3 days ago? On był tutaj 3 dni temu. On był tutaj 3 dni temu. And if you've already watched the lesson on the months of the year, then you may be able to do this particular exercise. So, combining all that we've learned today, how would you say that she was on holiday in May? Ona była na wakacjach w maju. Ona była na wakacjach w maju. So that's everything for today's lesson. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it helpful and useful. If you have any questions, as always, put them down below in the comments. We'll definitely get back to you. And do zobaczenia. Dziękujemy. Pa, pa.